You know, this week on EPW Challenge, we've got Tag Action Friday, one of the most decorated teams in all of EPW history, but coming up at the Ultimate Challenge, it's the ultimate reward, possibly, for Dan Freitas, as he will face off against the Pinnacle Paul Lombardi in a 10-foot-high steel cage. EPW presents the Ultimate Challenge right here on EPWWrestling.com. $4.95 gets you the opportunity to see Freitas against Lombardi in a cage for the heavyweight gold.
You know, I got to question the sanity of Dan Freitas. Before one of the biggest events in EPW history, a steel cage match against the EPW champion, Paul Lombardi, Dan Freitas has signed the dotted line in a tag match against the Kreeper Arachnid, this team with an affinity for spiders, obviously. But regardless, Dan Freitas, the man, you gotta consider him a little loco here. What do you think about that? Would you sign up for a match with two men the caliber of these two athletes before you wrestle for the heavyweight championship match on a steel cage on a pay-per-view for $4.95, one of the biggest events in the history of our company?
Well, let's think about this. Dan Freitas, a top caliber athlete, double hip toss, neck breaker combination there, top caliber athlete who is 2 count, has faced Lombardi countless times before. Up to this point, we have never seen a definitive winner between these two men. We've seen disqualifications. We've seen stoppages due to blood loss. We have seen so much more, and ever since Dan Freitas won the ringside rush earlier this summer, he has had one goal, and that is to be the EPW heavyweight champion. Can it take place starting on the 23rd
Dan
of November?
Freitas to the top, big stop! Wow! No give there. That might do it. 1, 2.
No.
Surprising kick. I tell you, these Spider-Men here are really showing me something.
And there is another factor we've got to consider. The kick there and then a drop kick into the face. The official for the cage match is not your everyday official. Former WWE announcer Kevin Kelly will be the official. So Pride.
That's it.
1, 2, 3, and if Dan Freitas is on the winner's side on the starting the 23rd and Ultimate Challenge.
Yeah, Dan Freitas, Pride News, the team of Pride. Great action as always this week on Challenge. And now Dan Freitas, all roads lead to November 23rd when EPW presents the Ultimate Challenge. You and Lombardi in a steel cage. What are your thoughts on this another choice?
You know what, Steve? Thanksgiving night. It's my boy Dan's night. No, Dan, you gotta remember, man, it's a 10-foot-high steel cage, though, kid.
Look, Brian, Steve, you know, Kevin Kelly and I, we haven't always seen eye to eye with certain things here in the wrestling business. But all that aside, Kevin Kelly, as far as I know, has always been a straight shooter. He's called things right down the middle. Yeah. I'm glad Rick Bauer signed him as a special guest referee. You know, things aren't going to be like the first time in Moose Up, Lombardi, where you hit me below the belt. It isn't going to be like the second time in Seekonk, where the match got stopped due to a little blood loss. It's not going to be like the third time in Moose Up, Lombardi, where you pushed me and I accidentally hit the referee and it cost me the match. This time, Lombardi, there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and I guarantee you don't escape that cage with the EPW heavyweight title.
Hells yeah, kid. Hells yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dan Freitas, Pride News. Once again, the event is section. Dan Freitas is all ready for November 23rd. Best of luck to you.
Thanks, Steve.
Once again, your victors this week, Dan Freitas, Pride News of Pride. And we'll be right back with more EPW Challenge.